Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode 83. Oh, I guess I should say I'm also known as RetroLemon. So, a big hello to returning viewers and new viewers. And it's been a crazy busy week here, but yet I feel like I've been productive. So I have all kinds of things to talk about. Hopefully the camera will hold in there. My poor flip, as you know if you've watched, I've been having all kinds of technical difficulties. When I load the video up on Wednesdays, I completely charge it, and when I take it off the charger and I just leave it set, it loses like half a charge in a week of not using it, and then when I go to use it, I don't even get like an hour's worth of recording time. So I've learned if I charge it before I sit down here to talk to all of you, it seems to do okay. I need it to last like 6 more months. Like, it just has to hold in there like 6 more months. And maybe in the spring I can get a new camera. But not until then, so let's just hope, fingers crossed, everything goes well. So, really quick, I wanted to mention, because we wrapped up the knit along last week, but the very generous Caterpillar Designs, who gifted me these seriously awesome fruit slices. I know you all have seen them before, but they're awesome, and if somebody's new, they haven't seen them before. And I just wanted to mention again, through September, Caterpillar Designs, so it's K8, like the number, 8, ERPILLAR on Etsy. So the shop is etsy.com/shop/Caterpillar, is offering 10% off of a $10 or more purchase through September. And the coupon code is RetroLaceKAL. So RetroLaceKAL. So, yay! I know I keep saying, oh, when the knit along's over I was going to take these off, but I haven't started my sweater, so I thought I can keep showing them to you while I talk about the coupon code, because I thought that was very nice for her to do that. I know some people have already taken advantage of the coupon code because she has super cute stitch markers and all other kinds of things in her shop. And then current knit-alongs, we are knitting Mario the Artistic Rabbit through September. He's so cute, little hippity-hoppity bunny. This one is knit out of the Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Jelly Beans colorway. And look at his little tail. Don't you just love that little tail? I love the little tail. But I'm kind of partial, I guess. So, really cute. Cute, cute, cute. I love seeing people's rabbits in progress. That's always fun. I've seen them on Instagram and stuff, and I was like, woohoo! And then, our Technique knit-along for the next 2 months, September and October, is Interlock. So, it's great. People have been in the thread chattering, wanting, pattern suggestions and showing off their first works. And then we had a very generous viewer. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who she is. The winner will know who she is. I'll have to find out if it's okay if I mention that she is. Anyways, she felt that if all of you were out there working so hard on Interlock, because it can be tricky if it's new to you, anybody who finishes it deserves a chance to win a prize. So, like I said, a very generous viewer is donating a pattern of your choice up to $7 as a prize. So, the rabbit only has one thread, just a chatter and object thread. Like, you can post pictures and chatter in that thread, because he's just for fun. But the Interlock, I started with only one thread and then had to just make that a chatter only and then do a photo only thread so that you could try to win that awesome prize. Because I'm like, the average sweater pattern these days seems to be running like $7. So you could go get yourself a new sweater pattern or a shawl or a toy or whatever your little heart's desire. I'm a very, very generous person, and I thank them very, very much. You know who you are. Like I said, she didn't say if I could mention her or not. I guess you know it's a female. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I graciously appreciate it, and thank you. So, moving in, I have finished object. Woot. I'm so excited. This, I swear, it was like the fastest little project ever. So, I made mittens. And they worked up so fast. Let's see. And I love the way, I will probably wear them like this. Because there is, in my opinion, a right and a left mitten. Now you knit the mittens the same. The pattern is the Waiting for Winter Mittens by Susan B. Anderson. So you know it's going to be a good pattern because Susan B. Anderson's awesome. Totally jealous of all you who got to take a class with her at SSK this year. But what I love is the green pulling right here and right here, and how, like I said, there's a left and a right. Or if, you know, if I didn't like the pulling of the green and the orange, which of course I do, my two favorite colors, you could wear them opposite, because on this side you just have lots of plum and blue. But I love them. They look real. Look, when I take it off, look how long and skinny that mitten looks. I'm like, holy cannoli. But when you put it on, they stretch really nice and they fit really good. Now, I kind of wish I would have maybe knit them 2 rows longer, because it really butts up against my middle fingertips. I would have liked just a little bit more wiggle room. Just pull them up a little, I guess. But, oh man, it's like 90 degrees today and I'm wearing wool mittens. Anyways, they fit really good. I mean, they're a bit snug, but I like that because then that makes me feel like I'm going to stay warm. And that's what I wanted. So, I was kind of concerned because the cuffs are a bit long. So, but then I was thinking, you know, it does kind of stink when you're wearing your winter coat or a jacket and you get that gap between where your sleeve ends and the mittens ends. So it is kind of nice that the cuffs are a little long. I knit them the length that the pattern says. It is a paid for pattern. I think it's like $4 or something like that, ballparking it. But worth it. The pattern was actually gifted to me earlier this year, and I totally planned to make these mittens out of this yarn because I made a hat. It is Dancing Dog Dye Works in the Walt's Worst in the Jenna colorway. So I have a hat that I made last winter, at the end of winter, and I wanted matching mittens. So I just wanted something quick. I kind of needed a palette cleanser because I've been doing so many shawls lately. And I haven't decided on what sweater I want to do next because I have 3 or 4 sweater quantities of yarn. So I just can't decide which one I want to do next. I'm kind of like on the fence about it. So I thought, oh, I just want something quick. And since they're worst weight mittens, knit on size 7s, which is what the pattern calls for, they went super, super fast. So I really like the pattern. I will definitely knit them again. Like I said, I will probably knit them a couple rows longer if I make another pair for myself in the future. But otherwise, they fit great. Very easy pattern. I knit these up. I started these yesterday afternoon, and I finished them this morning before lunch. So, super fast. Super easy. Super warm. Love, 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 love them. Yay. That's my only finished object. Well, I have other finished objects, but I can't show you. So, next Tuesday, so 6 days from when I'm recording this, my new pattern will be out. It's fun. It's kind of for Halloween-y. I thought, you know, moving in October, it'd be fun to do something quick. It's a quick little knit, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I've made a ton of samples because I enjoy knitting it so much. So I hope all of you will enjoy knitting it. And I decided that I knit all of my samples out of indie dyers. So each sample features a different indie dyer, and then each of the sample kind of has its own personality. I kind of made everyone look a little different facially, just to play with it and have fun. I just was starting them and kind of in a playful mood, and just thought it was fun to switch things up and not make them look completely uniform. There is one that won't be made out of an indie dyer only because it's a solid, and I did not have a solid that I could use, and you will see why. I will talk about it next week when I show you. But, like I said, it's really fun. I really enjoyed designing it and knitting it myself, so fingers crossed. Alright, next up is works in progress. And I did another row on my interlock shawl. So this is knit top down. So you cast on a bazillion and one stitches. At least that's what it feels like. I mean, it's big. I mean, it just keeps kind of going and going. So you cast on a lot of stitches, but it is a worsted weight, which is nice. And I am knitting it out of JoJo Land Rhythm. See, I think I have a skein in here not tied up yet. And I don't know that they make this anymore. Not 100% sure. I bought it from Webs, which is yarn.com. And it was on sale. I think it was like half off. And this is the yarn the pattern called for. So it's kind of like that, why not kind of thing. So they had a handful left of colors left in the right amount, because the pattern says you need 11 skeins, and in on Ravelry a lot of people only use 10, but I still got that 11th skein just in case. So it's being knit on a size 6. Oh, and then the colorway for this was called Sunflowers, but it does not say Sunflowers on the ball band. It is color M24. So it's got a lot, you can see here, a lot of red. I don't know, over this, I bought this almost a year ago. It was like 11 months ago. For a while there, I was on a big red kick, and I don't know why. I mean, I like red and all, I just don't wear a lot of red. But it's got red, it's got blues, it's got green, and it's got yellow. And it's kind of like a marled yarn. So it's a 4-ply, right? Yeah, it's a 4-ply, and it's different colors all twisted together, and the colors change as they go along. So I'm curious to see what it's going to look like when it's done, because right now I'm just like, ooh. Like, I kind of like this end, how the colors just blend really nice, but then you have like this end where the colors, like, especially this yellow, is kind of like in your face. And so hopefully just once it's all done and it all kind of comes together, it'll kind of balance itself out. Because like I said, this end is really bright and this end is definitely more muted. But it's fun. I really, really enjoy knitting on interlock. So I did one whole row, which took me like 2 evenings. Because I've talked before, I'm sure, pretty sure, that my husband and I have been on an X-Files kick. We started watching it on Netflix from the beginning. So we made it through season 5, and then after season 5 comes the movie, the first movie. So you have to watch the movie because the movie is a continuation of the end of season 5, and then the beginning of season 6 is information from the movie. Which you could so tell, I caught the X-Files in reruns. I was so not into it when it was on. I was like, whatever. And, but I'm just thinking, crap, back then, if you watched it religiously and then you didn't go see the movie, come season 6, you're going to be a little lost. But my husband's like, oh no, the movie was between 5 and 6 and we got to watch the movie. And I'm like, okay. So it took me 2 episodes of the X-Files to get through the one row, so like an hour and a half. But you know, it's not like you're just knitting straight across, it's all these little individual blocks. So, and then I wonder, like, how many people just thought, was that my phone? So, but yeah, like I said, I really like it. And then the pattern is called Autumn. And it's a name I can't even begin to pronounce. So the first name is Lijuan, and the last name is Jing. So I would say it was like Lawan Jing, but I am not good with pronunciations, like, at all. But it's a big shawl, and then there will be an edge on it that I'm assuming you have to go and pick up all around the whole thing. And I'm like, I'm just enjoying doing the interlock while, you know, because I know that edging is going to come, and I'm going to have to pick up like 3 bajillion and 1 stitches. And I'll be like, oh, do I have to? But I really like the finished objects. Like when I go and I look at the pattern on Ravelry and I look at the finished objects, I'm like, it's really, really pretty. Like I want to knit it. I ordered it, I think at like the very end of September last year, because I think the box is like postmarked October 5th when it shipped. And I know Webs didn't ship it like super fast. It's the only order I've ever placed with Webs. And it kind of took a while to get my order. And I like Jimmy Bean's wool because they're like lickety split. Like I place an order, it's in the mail that day, the next day at the latest, and then I get it 2 days later. So 3 days tops. And so when that took a while, I was just like, I don't know about this. But Jimmy Bean's wool didn't have the JoJo Land rhythm, so gotta do what you gotta do. My other works in progress. Last week I had showed you that I wound up my Desert Vista Dye Works carrot cake. So I went and I then split it into 2 balls. I have my DPN sticking in there. And I have 2 socks. Like if you're new or you don't remember, I always start my socks at the same time. So I cast on both of them onto DPNs, and then I knit the little cuff on one and the little cuff on the other, and then I'll do the leg on one and the leg on the other. And now I'm to the point where I was kind of up in the air on whether to do gusset heels with gussets, or afterthought heels. And I actually have a pair of Desert Vista Dye Works socks that I knit with the gusset, and I have another pair, which are like some of my favorite socks ever. It's in the Grade School Turkey colorway. Love that colorway. It's very fall. Anyways, in the Grade School Turkey socks I did with an afterthought heel, and with her yarn, I just like the way the afterthought heel fit better. So I think I have officially decided these are going to be afterthought heel socks. So I want to show you this. I don't know why I have taken so long to knit these up, because I love this colorway so much. It's, you know, okay, it was 92 degrees yesterday. It's supposed to be 90 degrees today. And I'm ready for fall. But it is supposed to be like down into, what, the 60s tomorrow? So we're going to get a huge, huge dive in the temperature. So these scream fall. The colorway is called Carrot Cake. It definitely looks like carrot cake. And like I said, it looks like fall to me. The orange and the browns, and so ready for it. I got my Wolf Farms pumpkin spice candle going, and my house smells like pumpkin pie, and of course I have to have super matchy socks. I have one pair of socks that are stripes that I didn't match up, and I hardly ever wear them because it annoys me. I'm just totally way OCD about that. Gotta have matching socks. Now, variegated socks, I don't care where I start. I just split the single ball of yarn evenly. But with my stealth stripers, I've got to. And then they go totally match my bag because I have little orange foxes, and it has little, I got cat hair on it. Little trees and apples, and that screams fall to me too. So those are the only 2 things that, I mean, 2 works in progress plus a finished object this week. Not too shabby. Plus, I have a whole nother kind of like work in progress, not yarn related, that we'll talk about in A Slice of Life. But first, I have Yarny goodness. I'm so excited. Michelle of Dancing Dog Dye Works kind of knows what I'm working on for releasing next week, and she wanted to be part of it and generously offered yarn support. And I'm not going to turn down yarn support, especially Dancing Dog Dye Works. It's the new Squish and Shout base, and it is so squishy. So it's called Puppy Tails, and it is black, hot pink, red, bright lime green, bright orange. I think that's it. Super bright. So I think that'll be cute. And it is Puppy Tails. So like I said, my next pattern is going to feature indie dyers, some of my favorites, not all of them, because some of the dyers that I just love don't do worsted weight yarn. I do have one DK sample. Like I said, I'm excited. I am going to, as soon as while I'm waiting for this to upload, wind this up and cast on my sample. It's so squishy. I could just like sit here and just squishy, squishy, squishy all day. And it smells so good. Okay, and then I got my Dancing Dog Dye Works club shipment. So if you're in the club and you don't want to be spoiled, because I think everyone in the States has gotten theirs, but there might be international people who don't want to be spoiled, you're going to have to look away for a minute because I'm going to show it. Okay? Ready? I'm going to show it now. It is called Lulu's Dragon. It is soft pink, a deep bright pink, purple, green, and lime green. And it is on Walt's Worst, which, as much as I love Squish and Shout, I really think Waltz has captured my heart. I don't know what it is about it. The colors really aren't me. I'm not a pink and purple kind of girl, especially not purple. I mean, of course, it is lovely. Michelle always just totally rocks it and knocks it out of the park. But I've decided to destash it. Just because I know it would go in my bin and probably never get used. So instead of that happening to it, I want to send it to a good home where it will be loved and cared for, because there are people that went wholly ape over this colorway, and I'm like, that's how I want someone to feel about it. But I know my colorway, the poppies, which was like dark aqua and green and yellow and orange and stuff, wasn't some other people's colorways. So I totally get it. You know, everybody's different. This is very girly girl. And the pattern that this went with for the club was done by, well, she used to go by Rachie, and then it was a number. I don't remember the number. Now she's knitting and nylon. So this screams Rachie. Totally, absolutely is Rachie. Michelle totally captured her personality in it, spot on. So, okay, I'll put it away now. Stick it back in. I'll stick it down here. And then, lastly, but definitely not least, it's green. My favorite color. And it is super bright green, and this was sent to me for a review by the wonderful Steve, Dramatic Knits. I totally love his face. Like, you people don't even have any idea. I just adore him to pieces. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? He just said, like, the utmost nicest things about me, and I was so touched and was a little bit choked up, because when he's saying all this wonderful stuff, I was just having a rough day, and to hear that, it meant the world. Like, that somebody that I've never met in person and have only had correspondence with thinks so highly of me, and Steve, I seriously love your face, and I cannot wait to meet you in person. So, Steve is supposed to be considering about coming to ZK next year, and I have officially signed up. I have put my deposit down. I'm going to Zombie Apocalypse 2014. Yes! I'm so super, super excited. So anyways, Steve sent me to review this, and it is the Lightning Bug colorway on the Showstopper base, and it is phenomenal. Like, it is so soft and just squishy, and you know, you can make socks with it because it is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon of a fingering weight. But this is so soft and so nice, I don't want to put it on my feet and walk on it. So it is going to be a shawl. It is going to be a bright, poppin', in-your-face shawl, and I love it. And Steve's shop is at Big Cartel, and I know he said that the name on the tags was wrong. So, anyways, if you just go and you search Leading Men Fiber Arts, it should come up. Or Leading Men Fiber Arts Big Cartel, because that's where his shop is homed at. It should come up. So here's the tag. And this really is a showstopper. I love all the names that they came up with for their bases. Super nice. So this is a very solid color. It's not tonal really at all. There might be a few little spots, but this yarn took the green dye very nicely. And I've decided I want to do a shawl, and I really want to do a shawl with some texture, because I think this color would really show off something really textured very nicely. So I hope to cast this on next week. Next Wednesday I will have it at least on the needles to show you, because this is another one I could just squish it and pet it. It was actually sitting on my desk, and I would just kind of fondle it and stuff sometimes, because the base is super, super nice. I really don't think you'd be disappointed. And I'm not saying that just because I love Steve. But really, I so cannot wait to be able to order more, and I'd love to try his DK and make a sweater out of it. I've so been like looking for some DK, and there was one colorway he called, I think he called it Perfection, and it was like his favorite color, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what's happening with me and blue lately. Like, green and I, we will always be like this. It's my all-time favorite color, and I still love orange, but not navy blues and stuff, but like tealy blues and aqua. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with aqua right now. I don't know what's happening to me. But he showed the colorway Perfection. I thought, oh my goodness, I still want a sweater made out of that. So maybe someday when I can scrounge up the money, I will be like, hey Steve, I kind of want a sweater. So yeah, anyways, Leading Men Fiber Arts, go check them out. Everything that I've seen is phenomenal. Okay, except for maybe the hot pink, because I don't like pink. But if you were into hot pink, they did this like in-your-face fluorescent hot pink. That was pretty cool. He mixed it with like hot pink and like a black and a gray or something. And as much as I don't like pink, it was gorgeous. Such an eye for color. And one day, foliage will be mine. It was like rusty oranges and browns, and it was gorgeous. It screamed fall. Greens. So, like I said, his shop, they are updating it as the yarn is ready, so there's not a big update. So you can check many times, follow him on Plurk, and I think they have a Facebook page too. I don't do Facebook, so, but I follow him on Plurk. Steve, you gotta get an Instagram account, because that's where it's at right now. It's so squishy. So, okay, that's it for my yarny goodness. I have no fiber. I've done no spinning. There hasn't been time for that. So, we are going to move into a slice of life. So, if you leave me now, I'll see you next week. But if you're sticking around, we'll just get into it. So, this week, I've been trying to, like, get out of my funk, and I totally think I am. Like, I'm feeling motivated, and I'm feeling just, you know, emotionally better. So, I decided to work out of the house Friday. So, there's this little coffee shop that I go to, and it's just so cozy and inviting, and they have these big overstuffed chairs, and I went in, and I got, one of their pumpkin spice lattes, because I love Starbucks. And this place had like a pumpkin, caramel, pecan. I didn't like that. Too much spice, not enough pumpkin. But I don't know if they've had this before and I just didn't see it, or if it's something new. They just have pumpkin spice latte, and it was just as good as Starbucks, if not possibly a smidge better. So I got a small one of those, and sat there with my knitting, and I worked on my new samples, and I was just motivated. Like, I go in there, and it's such a good environment for me. I don't know, something about the smell of the coffee, and everyone that goes in there during the day, like, works. You see tons of people with laptops out, and people hold meetings there, because you can get food, and just a really great environment. So then, like, across the road from this coffee shop is Home Depot. Now, I know I've Instagrammed pictures of the color wall at Home Depot. It's the bare color swatch wall, the big one. Not the little walls, with the big one. It's nice and bright and every color of the rainbow. So sometimes when I'm feeling a little blue, or just kind of having a stressful day or something, I go to Home Depot and I stand in front of the color wall. Because I can't be sad standing in front of the color wall. I stand there with the whole rainbow in front of me, and it just lights my face up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, it's total mood therapy. Like, I imagine, like, the people who use, like, the little light boxes, that's kind of what it does for me, is what I'm assuming. Because I stand there, and I'm relaxed, and I can take a deep breath, and I take in the whole rainbow, and I'm just good. So I was there Friday, and I grabbed a bunch of color swatches, because I have a stack. I think I almost own one of every color swatch on that wall, except dark blues and purples. I'm slowly getting there. I'm thinking I have no use for dark blues and purple. I didn't have light blues until the other day, when I decided I wanted to redo my kitchen. My best friend had come to visit the weekend before this past one, and we were talking about redoing our houses, and she wanted to redo her craft room. She's like, oh, you gotta come over and see my dining room, kitchen area, and what I done. I was like, oh, I want to redo my kitchen, like, so bad, like, immensely. So, I found that we were online, and on Pinterest I found this wallpaper that I fell in love with. So, I ordered a sample. It cost me like $3 for the sample. And while I was at Home Depot, I grabbed some aqua paint swatches, because that's what I think I wanted. And when I got home, that day, that Friday, my wallpaper sample was in the mail. So, I drove back to Home Depot, and you can get little sample cups of paint. They're like $3 for a little, I don't know, a little jar of it. What I didn't realize is that the paint that I grabbed, or that it only comes in flat paint. I don't like flat paint. I think it's like almost impossible to clean, and I think it looks cheap. I'm not saying that it is cheap, but in my opinion, it looks cheap. No offense to anybody out there who loves flat paint. Anyways, so the concern is I actually brought stuff to show you, because I'm so excited, because, okay, interior design is my first love. Like, if I could be an interior designer, I would. I don't live in an area where I think I would actually make money doing it. I live in Ohio, in a very, like, our economy took a huge hit when, you know, everything happened. When the stock market went down, we have not fully recovered in the area that I live in. So I don't think it's doable, even though I thought about doing it years ago and just never did. So this is the color of my kitchen cabinets. They were white when we moved in, and the people who painted them painted them a very high gloss white, and it ran and it looked horrible. So my husband went and sanded all the cabinets, made a huge mess, but we did it, and I painted them cinnamon cherry. So hopefully it's catching the color good, because it's like a very deep red with like a slight brownish tone to it. And I painted the walls this color, the kitchen, weathered sandstone. So it's like a light tannish, creamish color. Because this was the border I put up, which has a very vintagey feel. It's Longaberger. Oh, hey, look, there's just a little strip here. It's Longaberger wall border, because Longaberger, in addition to selling baskets and pottery, at one time had homewares, like bedding and curtains and kitchen stuff, like oven mitts and the whole bit, and wallpaper border. So I had bought this off eBay years ago because I wanted a fruity kitchen. Well, actually, in my old house, it was going to go in the foyer. So when I moved in here, I'm like, hey, I have this, and I have a valance that matches. It's the Fruit Medley valance. And so I painted everything to match it. So I pulled the red out of here, and then like the tanny cream color from here, and went with it. I shortly then realized it's really not me. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. So the wallpaper sample that I got, I know if you follow me on Instagram, I'm so sorry if this is boring to you because you've seen it, but look at this. It's pears. So it's still fruit, but it's all my colors. It's my avocado green, it's orange, it's got like this honey yellow, aqua, and teal. So I decided to go with this for a wall color. Aqua spray. Very aqua. Very 1950s aqua. So my kitchen pretty much went from 1964 to 1957. And I have a friend that would tell me, honey, it's supposed to go forward, not backwards in the timeline. So, but you see, then my dilemma was, how am I going to cover this with this? So I bought a sample of the Behr, what is it? Behr Ultra Interior All-in-One. Yeah. So it's paint and primer all in one. Now, it's a little more expensive than regular paint, but you don't have to buy the primer. And I kid you not, it covered this red in one coat. Now, I did 2 coats because sometimes you get streaks from like the brush, like in areas where I had to use a brush instead of a roller. Seriously, the stuff kicked butt. And then it has stain guard, so stains aren't supposed to be able to soak through. And it has nano guard, which is supposed to help protect against moisture and mildew. So that is what I spent my weekend doing. Because I told my husband, I'm like, I'm going to get it done in the weekend. I'm going to get the cabinets all painted and the wall border peeled right off. I had no trouble getting it off. In one weekend, he's like, like the bathroom. Okay, so our old house, one day, there was tile halfway up the wall, and while he was at work, I went and got a hammer and a chisel, and I took all the tile down. All of it. And then he came home and I said, we're going to redo the bathroom in a weekend. Now, we could have done it in a weekend if we knew what we were doing, but we didn't. Lesson learned. But this I did in a weekend. Now, the wallpaper is like really expensive. Like, I'm not even going to tell you how expensive. It's expensive. And I don't know that one roll will be enough because it's on the 2 walls with cabinets. The other ends are open. I have a very small kitchen. It's only 12 by 8.5 maybe. So I shouldn't need much. 1 roll, 2 tops, but they only sell it in 2 roll packs. Everywhere online I looked, every wallpaper reseller, you have to buy 2. So I will have to wait for the wallpaper, but in the meantime, it still looks nice with the tan. You know, it goes alright. I have no issues with it, no qualms. And then the aqua looks nice with the tan as well. It says living and kitchen. I did not paint my living room that color. Because my living room is like this color green. So, anyways, that is it. So, one thing at a time. I'm just glad to have the cabinets painted. The doors are all up. We had bought new hardware for it when we moved into this house. Never put the doors up, never put the new hardware on. We sanded them and there they sat. It was a mess. It was crazy. And it feels so good. It's so refreshing. It's so more clean. And the red really like sucked everything in. And the aqua opens up the kitchen, makes it look so much bigger. And I walk in there and I just get this big smile on my face. So that's it. And let me tell you, I put in Weight Watchers for like painting and stuff each day. I painted for hours and racked up so many activity points that I lost 3.5 pounds this week. What? I know. So big weight loss last week, big weight loss this week. I'm expecting a small one next week. And I just think I'm getting back in the mood of it and just, okay, I can't say like, oh yeah, I totally, you know, should have bought the paint, but it's hard to say I shouldn't have. I'm like, money's a little tight right now, but you know, that bucket of paint did so much for me. So much. Now I'm all like a stickler about keeping the kitchen super clean. So that's all I've been doing. Lots of redecorating. I'm going to make my own curtain for the thing, and I just got to save up for wallpaper. And then we're going to retile the floor. Like, I'm probably just going to, it's linoleum now that's like peeling at the edges and looks like crap. So I told my husband we should do just peel and sticks and do checkerboard, but I don't want black and white. I want white and gray. Because I think the black would be too much. Because it's a little space, light colors. So that'll have to wait till probably the spring as well. One thing at a time. Got to get through the holidays. Once I get through the holidays, I'll be much better. So that's it for me. Like I said, I had a good week. I had a busy week, but I felt like I got a lot of knitting done. I got my kitchen done, which so needed it. I felt so much better. I'm telling you, paint is like one of the best inventions ever. For the amount of money it costs, it does so much. So, super awesome. So, thank you for letting me share that, because like I said, I love to design things. I love color. You walk through my house, there is no neutrals in my house, except for that kitchen wall color, which is that cream color. I love color. Everything is color. Every room is color. Lots of color. And color, I think, definitely lifts up the mood. So if maybe one day you're having a little bit of a down day or a poopy day, and you have a Home Depot or a Lowe's or a hardware store of some sort close, seriously, go stand in front of the color wall and see if that helps you, because I could stand there all day. All day. I'm like happy as a clam, and when I end up leaving, I don't like hardly ever buy anything. I just go stand there, sometimes pull out a few color cards to add to my stack that I don't have, and I'm good. It totally lifts my mood. So I love it when my husband's like, I gotta run to Home Depot. I'm like, I'm going with you because I stand in front of the color wall while he gets his stuff. So I'm just curious. Try it sometime, and if you do, let me know what you think. Alright. So I am Jenna, also known as RetroLemon, on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Weight Watchers, Fitbit, all over the place. And till next week, I'll see you then. Bye.